Here we are at another episode of The Lounge Season 2 by the Rotaract Club of Achievers Lanka Business School. So today we are going to talk to directors of an avenue which is very important, and that is the Community Service Avenue. So please welcome the directors of the Community Service Avenue of Rotaract Achievers, Rotaract Priyan Jerome and Rotaract Gautaman Jagadeesan. Hi guys.
Hi.
I hope you guys are safe.
Yeah, and hope you are safe too.
Yes, I am safe too. So let's straight move on to our conversation. So first of all, give me a quick introduction about each of you. Gautam, you go first.
Hi, I'm Gautman. I'm now 21 years old, and I'm currently the first year medical student at the University of Sri Jayawardenepura. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. How about Priyan?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Priyan Jerome and I'm 24 years old. And currently, I'm working as a network operations center engineer for a company based in New.
All right. So tell me something you're passionate about. How about Priyan?
Well, there are so many things which I'm passionate about, so I'll just mention a few. So I'm really into traveling and playing or like gaming, and yeah, also community service is one thing that I'm passionate about, which actually was one of the reasons why I joined Rotaract. Yeah, those are some of the things which I'm mostly passionate about.
But it's sad that you don't get to travel a lot these days, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, absolutely. How about Gautaman?
I like to learn new things. That has been a big desire of me from my small age, and that's the reason I joined Rotaract too. So I like to learn and develop new skills. Yeah, that's I'm passionate.
All right. Continuing from passion, let's move on to road track. And you'll touch upon this just right now, but let's elaborate the fact that why you joined road track. How about Gautam?
I remember, so I joined Achievers to do the course ACCA. So on the first day, Shehan sir said, I think if I'm not wrong, he's the first president of our club too. He said about the like benefits of joining Rotaract, and yeah, so plus my few of my friends to join on that day. For example, my Mark, who's the club service director. So yeah, those two are things which made me join Rotaract.
And how long have you been in the movement?
I think about 2 years.
About 2 years. All right. How about Priyan? How long have you been in Rotaract, and what made you join the movement?
Yeah, so this is actually my second year in Rotaract. So my first year in Rotaract was at the Rotaract Club of SLIIT. So that, of course, like I just saw this poster regarding general meeting, and I just thought, why don't I check it out? So I went and just listened to what they were telling, and like I listened to all of the projects they had done, and it was actually an AGM, annual general meeting. So they were speaking about projects that they had done last year and the impact that those projects had on the community. So that kind of got me interested, and with that and the passion that I have for community service made me start my road track journey from there onwards. So once I graduated from SLIIT, I didn't have chance of being a member of that particular club since I was not a student anymore. So then, and the reason why I joined Rotaract Achievers was having taken part in Conquer Colombo 2019. Yeah, the last one we had. So we see like what type of club this is, and like and it's actually a great opportunity for me to be here, and I should thank our president Tisra Ramanayaka for taking me in. So yeah, that's how my road track journey started.
All right. And it's actually like I'm really happy to see that you all took like no maximum advantage, like of Rotaract, like you took this opportunity to, because you are passionate about it, and it's a really good way to live with your passions.
Exactly.
And let yes, and let me ask you, in have you what kind of skills that you have developed through this journey of Rotaract? Anything, any examples you would give us? How about Priya?
Uh, Speaking about the skills, yeah, actually, so what I've noticed is I have been able to develop new skills and also polish certain set of skills that I've already had. So, new things, of course, public relations and event organizing were some of the main things, and also resource person handling, like those things were new to me. So, and speaking about the new, like the set of skills which I already had, so I was a bit reluctant to speak in public. So that I have been able to develop it, and yeah, and maybe leadership skills, teamwork. Those were some of the things which I was able to develop further because I joined Rotaract.
That's amazing, Priya. How about Gautama?
Yeah, as I earlier said, I like to learn new things. And in my school days, I didn't actively participate in any club work or anything. So, um, like participating in some club works, or at least in the planning process, that had been a big desire of me. But I didn't get the chance to do that in my school. So, by joining this Rotary Club, I was able to observe how you plan and execute and implement the certain project, and how you communicate with others. And yeah, it was a new learning.
Yeah, like this is what other people should get. What's best about Rotaract? It's not about, we think like it is a volunteer organization and we think we serve the community, but even we aren't aware how much it affects us and how much we grow as a person. So it's really nice to see how much you all have grown, how much you all have developed your skills in person as well. So um, let's talk a bit more about the avenue of community service. So okay, I'm gonna ask a question, and I want you all to be absolutely honest with me. Is community service your favorite avenue, or is it another avenue? How about Gautama?
Yeah, when I applied for the board, I actually didn't apply for community service, but like within this year, when I met these people like Rian and our vice president, the previous ComServe directors, and also when we participated in other projects, I met the like volunteers from other voluntary clubs too. So I saw how passionate they are, how they put their soul and like do projects. So I admired them. I still admire them a lot. So if you ask me, yes, ComServe is the favorite avenue right now, because they changed my perception how they love to serve the community and those things. So that actually changed my perception.
How about Priya?
Well, I also didn't apply for the avenue service. I think I applied for software development, but then that was not because I didn't like community service, but the only thing was I was a bit worried about whether I'll be able to manage the workload of the community services avenue with my other commitments. But then I think I was somehow able to overcome that fear and take up the position as one of the community services directors. And I think, and also I think community service is fit for me because I am more of like a person who likes to go out and do like all this physical stuff. So I think that with that community services was suitable for me. So I think community services is actually my favorite avenue because that is something which I like to do, like go out and do all these physical projects, planting, teaching, all of the stuff. I think no other avenue gives you that particular experience. So that is actually my favorite avenue.
And also, you got a little bit of touch of the professional development avenue as well, since you were a coach of Jumpstart.
Yeah, Actually, from Jumpstart, I was able to learn a lot of new things because I think Jumpstart is more of like business studies related project, but then I had done maths and science, so it was totally a new experience for me, and I learned a lot of new things from it. It was a great opportunity.
Amazing. And also, it's like very nice to hear that even though it wasn't your favorite, but when you got into it, when you saw how things work, it now it has become your favorite avenue. So, could you share with us some projects, there are some impactful projects that you have done during the past year? How about Gautam?
Um, yeah, one project I could say is the Manasa. So Manasa is a project based on the mental health. Yeah. So even most of the people don't care about our mental health as we care for our physical health. Mental health is also an important thing. So we might see people who are really happy and they might look like they don't have any issues at all, but deep down they might be serious problems like depression and stress. So when I when I was planning or getting involved in that project, I researched a lot about mental health and depression and all sort of mental health issues, and I got to know about many new things. So, and I'm pretty sure after all those webinar series, and we even launched a website. So I'm pretty sure that will make a huge impact in others too about the understanding how important the mental health is in both us and the others.
It's actually high time people start accepting that mental health is equally important. So it's very
Yes, as
good
you
that
said.
such initiative is taken. How about Priyan? Would you like to share
Yeah,
any projects that you all did?
actually, so the project that I chose to speak about is Project Sneha, which is actually highly, very famous among the Rotaract community because even last year it was very highly recognized in the, by the district. And so, like, speaking about the impact of the project, so the project is focused on the community, which is called Kubikel, and a small shanty area in Pune. So like when you actually go for that project, you start to learn like that not everyone is having living in the same conditions as you, and seeing those kids especially, like they might be of a different maybe as the modern world things, they like might be into levels in the society. So, but then like when you go for that project, you don't see any of that, and you just start bonding with them, and it just eliminates any form of like difference between people. So we forget that okay, we are from like international schools or whatever, like we are from I don't know rich families or like that. So that thing is gone from me, like. And with regards to the, so that is basically I feel that is the impact that project had on us, the people who went for this project, the Rotaract. And speaking about the impact that we had on them, so we were also able to actually, we all know that we teach them maths and English, but apart from that, it was more than that. We were being like the elders to them. We would bring brothers and sisters to them. We used to like not just teach. We used to tell them how to do things correctly, how not to fight with each other, how to maintain uh, peace and harmony within them, because those kids were coming from all like different backgrounds. Some of their parents were into you know smuggling drugs and those kind of like you know there were worse cases also. So some of their parents were not there, or else they were in prison. Like, different cases. So like what we wanted to do was to like tell them that the community is, I mean, the society is not as bad as they think it is. Like they all they see is like what is around them, and we wanted to show them the nicer side of the world. So I think we were actually able to do that very well, and that is why they still come after us and like every time we see them, they come and hug us or like say hello, Aya, hello, Akka, and they even if someone's not there, so if like say I don't go next week because I have a personal commitment or something, they ask the others where is I am, why didn't we come? So that means like they care about us as well. So I think that was one of the best projects that I was able to be a part of this year. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like the
Yeah,
effect that we
like
yeah,
while we try to show what's good in this world, it was very eye-opening for us as well in return.
yes, exactly.
Yes. Um, Speaking of projects and all of that, when it comes to this year, it was everything changed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, what kind of things, initiatives that you plan initially to do physically, but had no other option to turn it to virtual, but ended up being successful? Yeah, how about you?
Yeah. So actually, let me go back to Spain. So normally the same classes were done physically. Like we used to visit this place in the development community and we do the classes there. But unfortunately, due to the situation, we were not able to go for any of those sessions. So what we did was we started doing online classes and we made sure that most of the kids have access to those requirements for the online classes. And well, to be honest, we were not able to give them that same experience or get that same experience which would be in the case of a physical project. But then we thought that okay, the main responsibility is improving their knowledge by teaching them the subjects that we taught them. So we continued that, and we were able to do the classes in a regular format. And I should actually thank all everyone who came. I mean, who came on board to teach the kids. And yeah, so I was happy that we were able to continue that at least the teaching part of it during the pandemic situation.
And keeping up the consistency is what
Yes.
we achieved at Chapter. How about Gautam? Anything that you want to share with us?
Mm, we did a project called AID. So that's about creating awareness about the deadly disease, which we are not that much clear about. So initially, our idea was to do it in a maternal clinic where, like, our idea was to stop the spread of AIDS from mother to her child. So so that should definitely be a physical project, but so due to this COVID pandemic, we changed it into a PR campaign where we targeted the youth, and we like put out few posters in the social media pages, and it was a uh, successful project at the end. And even we did a online webinar with the doctor who helped us with this project. And yeah, it was that that webinar and the social media campaign we did was highly enlightening to almost all. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I especially remember the webinar that the doctor conducted for us. It was not easy to watch the images that she showed us about the bitter truth of the disease, but it was actually really eye-opening. All right, guys, now we are going to move to another segment, which is a fun segment that I have arranged for you guys. So I call this Never Have I Ever. So I have a set of questions that I want to ask you. So I want you to give your answer as honest as possible. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. My first question. Never have I ever been sent to the principal's office as a kid.
I have
Yeah.
been multiple times.
Yeah, yeah. Your school life wouldn't be the same if it wasn't the case, right?
Yeah.
All right, next question. Never have I ever accused someone else for something wrong I did.
I might have done it.
I should.
How about Gautam?
Yeah, I should have.
Yes, yes, fair enough. Okay. All right, this is interesting. Never have I ever lied to our club president.
I think I might have not a big guy, might be a small one. Maybe like say, say I'm like actually like 15 minutes away, but I would say I'm 5 minutes away. Something like that.
All right. Harmless one. How about Gautam?
Yeah.
I never have.
All right, good, good. All right, my next question is never have I ever re-gifted a gift.
I have
Mm,
almost all the gifts I give are gifted by others.
right.
You don't like any of the gifts that you get? Or gifts in general?
Most of the gifts I get are like clothes. I have enough, so I just gift it back to others.
All right,
Mm,
all right. How
I
about
think
Priya?
in my case, I don't think I have done it because I mostly have got like materialistic stuff. Because I mean, like things which I would like to use. So yeah, I don't think I've done it.
All right, all right. Never have I ever learned a foreign language.
I
To
tried
be honest, yeah, same. I also have attempted it, but not completely focused on that. So like I
What
know
kind of language
part.
did you try to?
I have learned to
Chinese
say.
recently.
Also, learned Spanish when I was watching the TV series Narcos. So I probably picked up all the bad words in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Never have I ever pretended to know someone when I clearly didn't remember how I knew them.
Yeah.
I
In
think we are all guilty in
yeah,
that area.
I,
Yes, of course. Okay. Okay. I have one more question. Never have I ever lied about who I voted for.
mm,
I never
I
have.
have. I have.
You have.
Yeah.
All right. I think I might have too. All right. So that's the end of Never Have I Ever. You guys answered my questions very well. Kudos. All right. So before wrapping up our conversation, um, all right, the fun's not over yet. I need to know something funny about another club member from you. Do you all have any funny stories? How about Gautam?
Uh, tell about Priyan. The first day we met in physically we met. So Priyan came new to the club, right? So I never knew him before. So regarding a project called Outbreak, we wanted to go to a school in Nugegada. So uh, I was waiting for Priyan and Tisura, and no one actually came on time. Tisura, I called, but he said he's on his way. I even called Priyan, but I didn't get the line. So I was waiting for both. And there was another small boy in a nearby shop also looking at the school's direction. I thought someone working in that shop, but later Tisra came and you both are here. So I was like, oh, that's Priyan.
That's when you know it was Priyan.
Yeah. Only Tisra.
All right, all right. How about Priyan? Do you have any funny stories to share about your club
Yeah,
members?
actually, so I was actually having another story in mind as well. But so since when Gautam was telling this story of his, that's actually when this story popped into my head. So when I first saw Gautam in, so like we hadn't met before. So when I just saw on the main group that okay, we were the comps of directors, I just went to his WhatsApp profile and checked his profile picture, and so he looked very small and like very young. I mean, like, maybe like around 17 years of age, was it? So and just no beard, like combed hair, and that was his profile picture. And so that same day when I met, I see this guy with a massive beard and like big mane, and then even I got confused regarding this, whether it was actually the guy who I saw in the profile picture. So, yeah,
All right, Priyan's back after a little technical difficulty, but we'll continue from here. Um, as my final question, what kind of message y'all can give to a potential road tractor or maybe even a non-road tractor who's wishing to join road track in regards to your experience? How about Priya?
yeah. So, firstly, thank you for bearing up with me because of my technical issue. So, yeah, moving back with regards to your question, um, one thing I would like to say to future road tractors is that it is actually a great movement and a great opportunity for you to develop yourself and also serve the community because you might not be able to do the same, I mean, both things simultaneously when it comes to something else. I mean, not I mean, see, when you go for work or something, you might be able to develop yourself, but see, with very low chances of serving the community in the same time, at the same time. So, I think that is one of the best things that I could tell anyone who wishes to join the movement. Yeah, that's my biggest, I mean, that's the message that I would want to convey to someone.
Amazing, amazing, Priya. How about Gautaman?
So Rotaract is a movement which gives you so many opportunities. So you can have a good time with friends, you can make friends and have a good time, or you can learn new things, you can develop yourself, and as Priyan said, you can serve the society. So you need to have a clear reason on why you're joining this movement. So with if you know why you're joining, it will be easier for you to get the maximum out of this movement. So yeah, that's what.
All right. I think people who are watching this and any non-road tractors who are wishing to join road track, I think this will be a great message for them to get inspired by y'all to join the movement and to stay in the movement. So, as we come to the end of our session, I would like to take a moment and thank both of you for joining with me today, for sharing your thoughts and your experiences and the impactful projects that you all have done throughout your years of road trek. I think everyone got something out of it to inspire themselves to stay in road trek or to join road trek to join us to serve the community. So once again, thank you very much for joining with me.
Thank you for having us.
For having us too.
So that's the end of our today's episode on the Lounge Season 2 by the Rotaract Club of Achievers Lanka Business School. So until we meet you again with another episode, everyone stay safe.